Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Commentary as Magic Stream on today, Sunday, February 22nd, 2026. There's a lot of twos in that. I'm, as always, Grandpa's.
Big Cheese.
Arcat, and is Twitch being weird?
Pile. I'm Pile. He's Pile too.
We're all Pile. Okay, Twitch is not being weird. Good.
Welcome to the recap of the deck that just won't die. Now,
Keeps coming back.
Now, some of you might sit there and say, hold on, didn't you, doofuses, take control of the ban list in 2019, and haven't you had the ability to, kill this deck at any given point in time? Shut.
We've banned 2 different things to kill the deck.
And it's still here.
And yet.
If we had prepped a little bit more, I would put the Breaking Bad Jesse, he can't keep getting away with this meme right here. And yet,
yes, it can.
Here we are. Apparently it can.
And it framed 2 other ponies.
Yeah, it sure did.
And it's going to do it again.
It probably will. And it's probably going to be twice. Oh, boy. Okay, but do you actually want to kill it? Because it seems like it's a bit of a staple. Correct! And that's kind of the point. And we'll get into that here, is Pile is... Well, I shouldn't talk about Pile. I should let Cheese talk about Pile.
I mean, yeah, I've been playing it for... It's been over 10 years. Like 11 years, I think.
Yeah, because you signed the peace treaty as keeper of the Pile.
It's true.
Yeah, it's been a staple now for a long time. And we have been kind of careful with Harmony too. There's some cards there that are just, if you get rid of it, is it really still Harmony?
Yeah, the line definitely has blurred between Harmony, especially with Adventure, right? And you look at it, much like many other card games, there was a certain amount of power creep that existed on one particular type of card, or, a couple different types of cards that was not present on others, and then that kind of shifted and reversed as the game went on. Yeah, there's been power creep in the game overall, but I think you're mostly going to see that in terms of friends and less so in terms of the, events and supporting cards that are there too. And so to remove a few of those pieces that are so iconically Harmony, that kind of help set that format apart and define it for what it is.
Don't touch it, you might break it.
Right. But the question becomes, how long is too long? How far is too far? But to understand that, we should go back to the beginning. So, what are we actually talking about when we refer to Pile?
So we got to be kind and rewind and go all the way back?
All the way back. Because we are entering the era of the first 2 years of the game's existence.
Crystal Games.
The set that ruined everything.
I mean, there are those who could say that.
I mean, this is a list. There's some cards in here that I haven't seen in a long time, and I don't think I ever want to see again.
Guidance Counselor.
Yeah.
Yellow deck not even running.
Nurse Red Heart, Guidance Counselor, RPSS.
I liked Critter Stampede back in the day too, if you
I was
could get the
gonna
wreck
say,
for it.
yeah, yellow deck not even running Critter Stampede.
Yeah.
Wait, no, Critter Cavalry.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll get into that, but my fundamental question with Critter Cav is why?
Yeah, there's no troublemakers in here.
Do you really want to have face-offs here? Do you care?
Not really.
shouldn't be caring.
I guess pumped, but you've already got Eep for that, so.
Eep.
And staring contest and rock, paper, scissors, shoot. It's probably worth giving a little bit of context surrounding the card itself pile of presents. And I feel somewhat uniquely qualified among current Sim members to be able to give this information. Because I started playtesting with Enterplay and the rest of the group based out of Fresno in between Canterlot Nights and the release of both Crystal Games and Celestial Solstice. We came in late into the testing on Crystal Games within the last wave or two. And there is a particular card that was printed in Crystal Games that was not present. Haha. I didn't even mean to do that pun, but I'll take it.
Silverquill's going to charge you a nickel for that.
He sure will. This card was not present in any of the playtest documents. This was thrown in at the last minute after all playtesting had been completed by some of the devs. And some of you may have heard the argument that it was used to address some of the combo decks, especially One Pace and its variants that were floating around at the time. And that's probably true, at least to an extent. But like so many other times that has happened in this game, a card that was designed to be printed as an answer to a problem became a problem unto itself.
You die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Mm-hmm.
This didn't even live long before it became a villain.
People had sat there and had looked at DJ Pony, Every Pony Shufflin' for, months prior to this and had said, man, this card is fun and bad.
Real bad.
And then Pile came out and people said, wait a minute. There's something cooking here. But how do we do it?
Draw cards.
Yeah. And that brings us back to this list.
And it's interesting seeing here, the idea was like, yellow aggro-y, mid-range kind of sort of. And then we'll throw in Pile and DJ as a, maybe way to score some points.
Yeah, I would not call this aggro. Yeah, it's got
Yeah,
DJ
it has a lot of removal slowdown stuff.
Yeah. Most of the yellow is there just to be able to do that, right? Critter Stampede, Eep alongside Nurse Redheart, Staring Contest as well. And then we still have Downright Dangerous. We have Vision of the Future for top deck setting. And we have Rock, Paper, Scissors, Shoot, and Yoink.
So this is from the end of 2014. So this would have been post Ballroom Blitz and Pegasus Explosion. So we understood how to actually build real aggro decks.
Honestly, looking at this is a pretty sweet list. I think the only thing, if we were playing in this era now, that I would change would be to run the Pink Yellow Fixer over Boneless. Just because we know how much card advantage Party Starter offers. And maybe not run the Red Heart Eep, but getting the, turn 2 Flutter guy online is obviously really important, and there's just not another way to do that in this list as it currently stands.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
maybe some numbers adjustments, but yeah, this is... You can see what this does. It's obvious how it wants to work.
Yeah, this is very well thought out. We've got some anti-farm tech in here with Snips and Snails, right? Since a lot of decks were running Carbo Loader at the time that this came out, we've got the Nurse Red Hearts and the Critter Stampedes to be able to bounce them. And technically Staring Contest as well, if you really want to.
Yeah. From what I recall back back then, so long ago. Pile, like these early versions of Pile didn't really have a great showing.
I mean, you were still dealing with the monster that was Mod at the time, and some of the other combo decks, right?
Yeah, I think it was just overshadowed so much by what else was going on.
It's a sweet list. I love looking back at it now. I had completely forgotten that this thing existed, but
Because Dragon Express was also a thing
Well, it
in
was
CG, right?
Yes, it was a
It
sort
was.
of Damocles because it never actually did anything at a tournament.
True,
It's
it got
just
banned
this
before there were any tournaments.
this thing kind of hovering around, and you're just waiting for the shoe to drop.
I think the
we've-
primer for Dragon Express went live, and then it was banned like a week later or something.
Mhm.
Because the Dragon Express engine was known during pre-release.
Right.
Yes.
Now the fully optimized list maybe not, but the threat of it was literally there since the get-go.
In this case, though, we've got the core of Pile shaping up. We've got a couple Every Pony Shufflins, we've got some Pie Family Rock Farms, we've got some Pile of Presents going, and then we've got supporting card draw / removal in pink. And this one just happens to be branching into yellow as the secondary color.
Right. So this is an essay about the concept. It's built into something else, but it's like, you know what? There's maybe something here.
So where do we go from here?
Well, we're gonna fast forward. What is this?
Almost
nine
almost
months?
a year.
10 months? 9-10 months?
Yeah.
And so a little thing happened during this time called Absolute Discord. And then-
Finally, a good set.
And then people started paying attention a little closer, because you'll notice some real key differences here.
Yeah. The biggest thing here, of course, is Penny Lane and Doctor Who's.
So, talk to us about Penny Hooves.
So you get a Doctor Who's out somehow, which I think you generally tried to discard it to hand limit,
Yes, you
Yeah.
tried.
and then you'd get another one. Yeah. And then, well, it's frightened. It's useless at home, right? Well,
No.
it does still have a cost of 5. That is one of the things that maintains. And so, Penny Lane, you pay 3, you get 5 AT. And then you retired it. So when you're discard. So you get another one. And you can kind of just keep looping that
And
with
then
a juggling routine.
you play the juggling routine to put your discard into your deck, and then you play some more pennies. And then when you run out of pennies, you start playing identity thefts.
Because 3 pennies is just not enough. You need 5 or 6.
I think at this list you get 5 pennies and 5 DJs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
And the
Chris,
2 bits. And isn't there? Yeah, Pinky's Epiphany reduces cost.
there's
Yeah.
Cloud
Yeah.
Chaser over in the corner for friends.
And your Cloud Chasers. Yeah, when you I remember when you got 3 Cloud Chasers out, pay 0 for Penny, gain 5 AT,
Was pretty good.
play another one, go up to 7.
We got a Flim and Flam still sitting out here to stop opposing aggro as well. And an irritating problem deck. It might not look like it, but
So we've got cheering up a friend, and then we've got, I don't even remember what the stupid thing is called. Fire One Ready.
yep, Fire One. We've got Deep Dark Forest, so your opponent can't play Troublemakers there.
And it's
We've
a
got
starting
Balloon-
problem.
And it's a starting problem. We've got Balloon Party Gone Wrong, which is an 8 rack for the opponent. We've got Everfree Rescue Mission, which wipes every friend at that problem when the problem is solved. And Show Must Go On, which can be confronted no matter what type of friends you have because it was the only colorless problem at the time. So we're sitting here gaining AT, cycling through the deck, and building up these resources. And we got to find something to do with those resources that doesn't occupy 50% of the card slots in the deck. So how can we effectively spend action tokens to help us close out a game without sacrificing deck consistency in terms of being able to use the Penny Lane engine? Oh hey, DJ and Pile Presence.
And look at
That's
this, it
cool.
even draws us cards once it fires.
Man, that's kind of nice. And we've got Pie Family Rock Farm, which also draws us cards, which we're not sad about. And Queen Chrysalis can serve double duty once we have enough action tokens. And hey, remember that Berry Punch friend from that deck that we pulled our main from and then just, forgot about? Yeah, that one's pretty good. We should probably put that back in.
Get a few points.
It's
Draw a few
like
cards.
card draw is good or something. And
Yeah,
then-
I recall there were like good startups with this where you could, use Berry to help flip your main.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't remember what this was. It was a turn 2.
There was some turn 2. I think you could double Berry in some cases because I think people were running 4 opposing rec starting problems.
Yeah, I forget exactly what it was, but there was some ridiculous startup with this that got you online.
Or there was like Berry Snips and Snails too, because that gets you enough pink. It gets 5, and that confronts a lot of problems, starting problems.
Including yours.
Yeah.
Assuming you're starting with Show Must Go On and not Deep Dark Forest.
Because I think the other thing you can do is Cloud Chaser into Berry. Maybe I'm thinking about that wrong. There was
a turn
path.
3 with Cloud Chaser, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it was dumb.
Though, so.
And then one of my favorite cards, we've got Party Bomb, just in case you needed a board wipe. Discount board wipe.
Yeah, no Downright Dangerous this time. We're just rolling with Pinky's Epiphany and Party Bomb. And admittedly, Pinky's Epiphany does basically the same thing that Downright Dangerous does, plus extra stuff tacked on. Okay.
So you can see that at this point, this is no longer just a thing that you bolt onto the side. This is now what we're doing. This is the strategy.
Right. The deck is still absolutely being carried by Penny Hooves at this point in time, and it's not the only one.
Yeah, and you can look at this and go, okay, but what if I Destiny Drain DJ or Pile? Well,
You're
cool.
kinda sad.
But this is still a very competent aggro deck otherwise. This generates enough tokens that it can still go.
Yes, I have won games with Pile playing aggro Pile.
And notably,
It feels terrible though.
it does. But notably, this was back when we still had the first to confront rule, so those problems are a lot more valuable than they look.
That's true. And the selection here makes it that much harder for the opponent to be able to get good value off of it, as for back in the day, those are kind of low bonuses. But your opponent, you might be able to snag theirs. Okay. So this
Want to
is...
see a weird version?
Yeah, let's see some weird stuff.
Fast forward 4 months.
What is this? I don't even know where this is from.
We're in EO here.
Yeah.
I mean, some
So-
of these make sense. Every pony's PFF is fine.
From what I
Element of harmony or element of honesty in here. Someone was clearly afraid of Nightmare Moon.
Yes,
Someone's upset about yellow Parasprites.
I think there were some decks at the time that kind of just hosed Pile. It just wasn't fast enough. And so I believe this was trying to deal with a bunch of those issues.
Sure. Element of honesty will help. Discarding Pile or dismissing Pile, now all of a sudden we've got recursion in the form of make this castle a home to get it back on top of our deck. And then, have our main who draws cards, because that was fair.
Still 3 juggles.
Yep,
The one
still 3 juggle.
Octavia.
Only 1 Chrissy this time.
Yes. I think that this was setting up for slower games.
Okay, so what is banned at this point? Okay, so it's the 4 original cards plus Element of Magic. The thing that is not banned, notably, is bulk biceps. So I don't believe the wall was fully functional at this point, but that was a deck.
Yes, it was. I mean, I guess you have Harsh Judge who can stop bulk from being played the first time.
And this does have 3 PFFs.
That's true.
We're very clearly looking at Friend Toolbox here.
Mm-hmm. 1 Snips and Snails, 1 Queen Chrysalis, 1 Harsh Judge, a couple of Element of Honesties. Finding PFF for Element of Honesty in response to your opponent playing a face-down troublemaker that you suspect to be a Nightmare Moon or a Yellow Parasprite is kind of hilarious, and I kind of love it.
Yeah.
Less aggro consistency. The problem deck obviously improves dramatically as all of a sudden now we have True Wild Problem. Lorgadorb says, hang on. Holding. So for me, who's never actually seen this work, how do you make your opponent draw 15 cards during their main phase? Jeez.
Well, you don't have to do it all at once. Pile actually it almost never does. But the way this works is you play a DJ and then you also play a pile. And that's all you really need in play. Now, generally, you'll want to have at least 2 DJs out. So then you wait until your opponent's turn. And at the start of their main phase, you say, hey, wait a second before you take any main phase actions. Well, generally, it's let me know when you're moving to main phase. But you pop it. So you pop
Hold
one.
on. Let me go get the image.
You getting DJ?
There you go.
Yay, DJ. So, yeah, you pop it at the start of main phase, and you put this card into your hand, and then all players shuffle their hands into their deck, draw 4 cards. So you draw 4. Now, what this does the first time you do it is you will score 2 points because of the way that pile is worded. Because your opponent has drawn 5 cards, 1 per turn plus 4 from this. And then pile says, so when an opponent draws a card, is the trigger. Then, if that opponent has already drawn at least 4 cards this turn, which includes the 4th and 5th cards. So you get 2 points on the first one, 6 points, 10 points. We have a whole song about it.
We sure do.
And generally back in these days, you would get like 2. You would basically never pop for just 1 because it's just 2 points. Like that's a lot of AT. But for 6 points, yeah. And then you're also messing up your opponent. And you're going to end with +1 card because of pile. So you'll have 5 cards in hand. And then, a 6 when it actually goes back to your turn. And
Plus
your opponent.
7 for DJ.
Yeah, then plus a 7th for DJ. So yeah, so you're working on 7 cards, and your opponent is working on 4 cards during their main phase. And they can't. Well, if they pay to draw any, then
you get more points.
you get more points.
Go ahead, draw. See what happens.
This was something that was especially interesting about Pile because even if you couldn't end up winning the game on the spot, which, like she said, very rarely happened, many of the other top-tier threats at this point in time were farm or other combo. More true one-turn kill combo. And back in these days, one-turn kill combos had to bank a lot to be able to do whatever it is that they wanted to do. And that meant banking not just action tokens, but also cards in hand. The pieces required for combo decks were complicated. And being able to spend a couple of action tokens to slightly advance your board position and also disrupt or reset your opponent's build was very good.
Because a lot of
Sluggerderb
the
says,
old primers from back in the day is, if you are facing down pile, don't even attempt to try to like curate your hand. It's just going to blow it away. Like, you're wasting your time and resources by trying to set up early most of the time.
Sluggerderb, for a good analogy, I'd say it's probably more like American Control. You are playing
Magic
a control
the
deck.
Gathering.
Yes, you are playing a control deck. You have disruption. Some of your disruption can also be turned into a game-ending condition. But thanks to the Penny Hooves engine, this is American Control with the best ramp that exists in the game. You can call it Jeskai if you want. I know it's Jeskai.
So where did we move to from here?
I think it went to more. I think it went back to mainly pink blue with keeping the identity thefts, if I remember right.
Well, this is very late in 2015. And then another thing happened. We had another set.
And nothing bad has ever happened when new sets have gotten added.
Especially when that new set happens to include a card that also makes copies of cards.
Yeah.
I love Dip in the Pool so much.
It was great.
It's such a fun card. Nothing bad has ever happened with Dip in the Pool.
If 5 or 6 pennies aren't enough, maybe 7 pennies will do.
Yeah, so we're up to 7 pennies.
Yeah, we are up to 7.
I think this can do 7 copies of DJ as well, with Crystalson Dip.
If it needs to, yeah.
Obviously, Chrissy only being able to have 1 in play at a time, but yes, you can have 6 in play simultaneously if you wanted to.
Yeah, which is fine,
5 is enough to win the game from nothing, so... We're also seeing a little bit of exploration with AT value here. 2 bits is in, as is the Wonderbolts wrap.
And wrap, yeah. And still the Cloud Chasers. I mean, this is a very expensive thing to do. Your DJs cost a lot. Your Chrissy's cost a lot. Dip in the Pool costs a lot.
Penny Hooves only gets you
of AT.
2 tokens in iteration, which is something, but it's not all that much in the grand scheme.
It's interesting to see how much of this deck has shied away from the control of many of the other versions that we saw previously. We're down to 1 Rolling Tones and 1 Downright Dangerous, along with 2 Party Bombs as far as friend removal goes. And in the main deck, that's it.
There weren't too many critical things to hit.
Yeah, this was during High Magic, so we had some blue aggro going on with Bluna. We had a lot of Twilight control. Purple-white was pretty decent. Farm was obviously still very strong.
AJ Farm was a thing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we've got a Snips and Snails in there.
So what have we lost at this point? We've also lost Extra Strong Masseuse, and I Need Answers. So that's... The wall is gone, and one of the token engine combo decks, although I don't think those ever really caused major threats, is gone.
I accomplished everything I set out to do that day. Schluggerderb, I was not referring to the sideboard, I was referring to the problem deck.
Yeah.
Because Ever Free Rescue Mission is still technically Disruption.
Yeah, this also predates sideboards. So you've got 45 cards, and that's it.
All right, so now we've gone fast. We've taken Pile and we've said, hey, Penny Hooves gets us good action tokens, great engine, good recycling. The juggling routine is great. We love the dip in the pool, the extra consistency. Wonderbolt Wrap can draw or can make things cheaper. Gotta love that.
Right, but here's the thing. You know what this
Marks
lacks?
in Time.
This lacks focus. Let's see what happens when we get this into focus.
And Marks in Time releases. Or did Marks in Time release yet?
Yes, Marks in Time releases. Yeah. There's Food Fight.
It's like, why are we bothering to confront problems?
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at that problem deck.
So what's amazing about this is this is the moment where Pile says aggro is not happening. We're a control deck now. And the only major thing that defines that is the problem deck.
Actually, I don't really care to confront my own problems. I can on some of them, but that's less important.
The difference in problem decks between those two is pretty big. It's like, nah, we're just going to run blackmail. Can we confront it? No. Does it matter?
No.
No. Look at what you got here. There are 6 out of the 10 problems that came from Marks in Time alone.
Yes. And also 6 can't even be confronted.
Right. Also, take a look at this problem deck. You're going to see this a lot. Not necessarily just in Pile, but you're going to see this problem deck or a very, very close variant of that for years to come.
Yeah, this became just like the standard combo problem deck.
It's also just the control problem deck.
It's kind of both, yeah.
I mean, the control problem deck does have a couple of changes because it does take advantage of some of the purple stuff.
But
like extra tokens are good. Right.
Yeah.
Also, look at this removal. Pinky's Epiphany, Rolling Tones, and Food Fight, and Party Bomb.
Still rocking Party Bomb.
Still rocking Party Bomb. Now we've got Cardboard Box in here as an answer to AJ, who's finally coming to her own.
Yeah. The big thing here, of course, is, there's now 3 Queen Chrysalis, 3 Dip in the Pools. Like, we want our copies. Also, the PFF.
The one PFF is a silver bullet, but yeah. You know what we need? 9 copies of Penny Lane and 9 copies of DJ. That's how many we need.
I do find this kind of amusing that the previous deck had said, we want more action token efficiency, we want to go faster. That's why we're running these extra blue cards. And then people played the deck and looked at the engine and said,
actually, this feels awful.
Yeah, this base engine is better. Let's just do more of it.
More Penny.
And I think that's how we got to Adam's justification for why one of the biggest shakeups to this deck happened. She's gone.
What did he say? Something like, if you want 9 copies of a card, it's too good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's not wrong. If your deck is trying to force other cards in to give you triplicate playsets of one of your other cards, there's probably something wrong with that card. So, 2 weeks before Continental Championship 2016, after an absolutely tremendous showing at BronyCon 2016, BronyCon 2016, Penny Lane gets the Banhammer.
This was, what, 4 or 5 copies of the deck list in the top 8?
It's something absurd.
At
like
BronyCon, yeah, it was at least because it was Bugle and I were top 2,
and then I was up there too.
And then
I don't
you were
remember
like
where.
3rd or 4th or something. Yeah,
I don't remember if I was 3rd or 4th. I was in the top 4.
I wish we had the photo of Adam standing by and
Ara has
looking.
it.
I have that photo.
I know you do. It's a good one. There is a moment where you can see the neurons firing, watching this deck fire, and saying no.
Yeah, because it's somewhat iconic. He's just kind of leaning against the wall, watching this game with this resigned look on his face, just being like, man,
Gonna make me deal with
I'm
this.
gonna have to go, and once we're done, I'm gonna have to go do work.
Gotta ban some cards.
Just one
But-
card.
But this was the plan all along, because ultimately everyone who was running Pile actually just wanted to run Tantibus, and so we had to get it banned first so that Pile wasn't actually a threat.
Obviously.
Conspiracy theories.
Yes, because I definitely ran Tantabuse at Gen Con.
And then we fast forward 3 weeks and Tantibus gets banned.
Yeah.
Alright, so Pile has lost its pride and joy. Penny is gone. The AT efficiency is gone. Yeah, maybe we could go back to blue and put, 2 bits and Wonderbolt's Rat back in, but it's not the same. And so it vanishes or takes a break for a little bit.
For almost a year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then things get weird.
How weird.
Well,
Quad sleeves.
one of the other things that happened in here is some more combo decks reared their ugly heads. So there was obviously Tantabuse, and then we had... What was the Vapor Trail one called?
One purpose.
Yes. So that reared its ugly head and got smacked.
Yeah, it did.
And then Pie Eating Contest came out.
Peck.
Not banned, though.
Not yet. Still not.
Too slow.
It takes
Yeah.
too many pieces.
It do.
Yeah. So then, so there's a guy that went to BabsCon for quite a few years and would always run a quad sleeve deck.
Quad sleeves. Explain.
Yes. The top loader, like the hard shelled things. It was a big deck.
Inside of which is a character guard, inside of which is a regular sleeve, inside of which is a perfect size.
Correct.
Yes. And we actually saw some of them at like a Magic Grand Prix because he was in top 8, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but he had been running Pile for a while, and he was just like, I'm gonna keep running Pile. So here we get Purple Pile. You steal our blue AT Gen engine. Well, Purple likes generating tokens.
Purple's got
And
some
I
really
think-
good generators, in fact.
So they're just going to exhaust Twilight for AT.
Yeah, and I don't think this one. I think this came in second at Babs.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually ended up working pretty well.
It was a very good showing. Yeah, I think I don't remember which one won it. I don't remember if Peck won it. I don't think it did.
I believe VBot won that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I recall Bugle winning.
Yes, that's right. But yeah, we got ATO and cover to cover in here. Still some great card draw with Berry Punch and DJ as the main, of course. And the typical suite of events that we've seen. Resource removal gets a little better with Special Beam Cannon. And we've even got more AT generation with Castle of Friendship. Which is
Right.
interesting because Castle was one of those cards that people looked at and said, man, it's 3 AT and I've got to make this thing last for 3 turns to be able to break even.
Yeah, but here's the
Um,
thing. If you burn resource removal on that, you know what you're not burning your resource removal on?
Bingo.
The card that you actually want to get rid of against this deck.
Yeah.
The problem deck's not quite adapted yet. We're back to some of the early 2015 problems in here. Rodeo Ruckus, Everfree Rescue Mission, Deep Dark Forest, those were showing up a little bit more.
Yeah, because this was no longer a combo. This is like control, like, I don't know, mid-rangey with the finisher.
Mhm. It's nice to have some extra meticulous in here from Twilight, Aloysius, and Cover to Cover as well. It synergizes quite well with all the card draw.
Yeah.
No gyros yet. We haven't gone
Surprising.
full toolbox.
Surprisingly.
Just the one identity theft, and then 3 dip in the pool.
And then this was Babs, so Vapor Trail is still around, but not yet doing things.
Right. But this is weird. People see this deck, they see purple going on, they see pile, they're like, this can't possibly work. And then, hey, maybe this little combo engine is not quite dead. We just have to pivot.
A little later in the year, I think this is now after Vapor Trail got hit, or it's very close to the same time.
In August. Still lots of AT gen, but now a lot of like anti combo or anti, kind of targeted decks.
Yeah.
We are now in full toolbox mode.
Yeah, there's a lot of toolbox going on.
Where's the rest of the problem deck?
Oh,
This
I
might.
don't know.
Let me go look at something real quick. Carry on.
We'll see if we can find it.
It might be a malformed deck link.
This is obviously a skeleton of Twilight, ambassador of friendship control that just has the DJ pile of presence engine kind of put into it.
Animoy says lots of banned cards here. I'm looking for them.
Only 3.
I see
One,
Party Hard.
2,
Party
Twilight
Hard,
herself,
Twilight, and Twilight.
cover to
Twilight
cover.
herself and Cover to Cover. Yeah, that's fair.
I think
That's valid.
I think the deck list we have is malformed.
Yeah,
That's okay. I'm sure it's I'm sure it's the control problem deck.
yeah. The
You're
purple
running-
control. Yeah.
Yeah, you're running what is effectively purple control. You may as well just have your standard stuff in there.
Right.
That being said, you do have the toolbox approach here, so Gyro can pull whatever you need at the time out.
So this also is starting to run offensive tools against other combo. So we've got the Destiny Drain amongst other things here.
And I guess because of Rainbow Shine is why you run only 1 Chrissy and 3 dip in the pools.
Mm-hmm. And we don't have PFF in here either, but we've got gyros to find the dip in the pools too.
Yeah.
So that gives us extra consistency. What is interesting is because this deck is relying on the toolbox and the purple event suite, this is the first time that we've seen piles stray from DJ as the main. And at this point, DJ is still legal. She ain't gone yet.
What is this? 4 or 5 years later?
Yeah, we're in 2017 here, so it's going to take a little bit.
What did this main do again?
When
What,
you
it
put a
had-
card on top of your deck, you can exhaust the main to gain a token.
Okay, yeah.
And it had Meticulous 1. Or Meticulous 2, I'm sorry.
I don't know if 8 had Meticulous 2 on it.
It did.
But
It had at least
okay.
Meticulous.
It might have been
all
Meticulous.
of the EO mains had their keyword 2.
Okay. Yeah, and I think the argument here was that an AT is better than a card,
Yes.
which it is.
It is.
And if you're this reliably getting the Meticulous, then yeah.
Yeah, as long as you can send, Vinyl is much easier to send online in terms of, oops, I just pay 2.
But Twilight is better if you can get her going early.
Yeah.
Right. And you can see that this has enough stuff in it that you should be able to get that done.
Magical Misfire. Good card.
I mean, look at all of the different events here, and all of them are just so useful in some way, shape, or form. There's really not an event here outside of Pinky the Party Planner that I would sit there and kind of go, eh. And I played a deck that was pink purple with a full set of Pinky the Party Planners. It wasn't even bad. It was okay. All right. So we've started exploring purple as a secondary for pile. We've seen purple with full AT suite, still primarily playing a combo deck, but leaning a bit more on the control. And we've seen purple go deep and put the pile list in there, or the pile engine in there for a win condition. And yeah, Schlurgadorb, that's what, anytime you hear us refer to a toolbox deck, we are usually referring to a deck that has a lot of singleton copies of cards and some way of being able to find any individual one of them. In this case, it's Gyra.
Yeah.
I believe this is also kind of the point where Pile goes back into hibernation for a bit.
Yeah. So
I don't think we saw a new Pile list, at least not one ran at an event, all through
3 years almost.
All through the Defenders block.
Well, so one of the things that I think is maybe notable here is that this is suggesting something else. And I believe this is about when the Burb style control lists come into their own and start making a giant mess out of everything.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot that happens here, right? Defenders was huge for a number of reasons. Burb style control, right, starts getting picked up. It gets a little better in Sequestria, but it's still not bad here.
Oh yeah, you've also got Hot Wings.
Yep, Hot Wings is there, coming into fruition. This idea of toolbox control is perfected with VBot, a pink-purple-white deck running F-stop for recursion on your singleton events.
That lasted for a year after this point.
Right. We're still in a very friend interactive meta, so we're going to see Meanie Bell's big sister pop up here.
What if I just don't have friends?
AJ's still kicking around, so she's still over there beating up troublemakers and not really caring.
2 years.
Yep. But we're in some power for meta decks. When did Core become a thing? Was it while Marks in Time was new after DE? Core became a thing much later. Core became a thing in Sequestria. Is that correct? Did I get that right?
It was either Sequestria or at the very end of Defenders. It was around then.
Yeah, because we already had, I don't know if we were calling it Adventure at the time or something, or Block.
No, Adventure comes later. It was Block.
We had EO Block, yeah.
Yes, because we didn't have... What we needed to have in order to make Core was we had to have, I think, Sequestria rotate in, so that we ended up defining Core 2.0 as it was called at the time, or I guess that we'd call it now, which was EO Forward.
Right, remember at this point that Defenders was still considered to be part of the Equestrian Odysseys block.
Yes.
And blocks were considered to be 4 sets. So Sequestria comes in, this marks set 9, block 3, okay, now we understand what's going on, we've got a rotating block format. This is strange, because the 3 sets present within Defenders make, or the 3 sets present within the EO block are very cohesive together and make a lot of sense. Yeah, EO is larger than any of them, but otherwise the design philosophy that's present behind the sets all aligns very, very well. And then Defenders comes in and throws a wrench in all that.
Yeah. So it was a little bit weird at the time, but that's how it landed.
Yep.
As I was wearing Nutty on my belt, which was the style at the time.
I think we've got Cloney floating around here in this time as well.
Yeah,
yes. It's not on full Mistmane yet, obviously, because we're not in Friends Forever. But like the basic structure of it is there. We've seen 104.3. The cheese is now rolling here.
So to go through and I think this is kind of important to understand the meta changes here. This happens. And I believe this ban is synonymous with Vapor Trail. Because this all should be the summer regionals, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So that happens. Burb comes into play, as well as some of the other toolbox decks. We fast forward about a year, have F-Stop and Party Planners leave. Good riddance.
Mm-hmm. AJ kicks the bucket around this time?
We go forward about another, not quite a full year, and then we have a set of cards. We have AJ, Drinking Duo, and My Little Cloney leave. Shortly afterwards, Old Money is shown the door.
Yep. Schlugador, that's a great idea. We'll see if we can do a stream like that. Really, really quickly, the biggest difference with DE, it was the first set that included every multicolor combination in a single set. All of the individual EO block sets only featured 5 multicolor combinations each out of the 15. And Defenders was the first one that introduced the idea of every multicolor combination gets 1 uncommon card and 1 rare card, and we have stuck to that almost exclusively moving forward.
Yes. I think there's one where we ended up making a pair of uncommons or something.
Fond Memories changed some stuff because we were filling in the ultra rares that were missing from High Magic.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
but Pile is only hibernating. In fact, it's not just hibernating, it's cooking. And so almost 3 years later, in early 2020, in the Moscow tournament,
I believe Leaders and Legends was out by this point.
yes,
Yep.
Leaders and Legends would have released, and I don't think New
Which
Dawn.
was kind of important.
Oh yeah, just a little like total upheaval of the game management. It's fine.
Oh, right. This is the point where the deck actually completely changed to what it looks more like. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
We
like
still
I
have
said,
DJ.
it's been cooking.
We still got DJ, but there's no Chrissies. There's no dips.
No dips.
We're back on a little bit of blue for card draw and cost efficiency with the Wonderbolts wrap. But now we have 3 of perhaps the most important cards that Pile has ever seen. Sonic Rainboom, which is brand new, that at this point is a 180 card that lets us play any events with main phase timing as immediate actions. We have Princess Twilight Sparkle Headmare, part of an entry cycle that can duplicate events with cost 2 or less as long as someone is at 8 or more points. We'll talk about that in a second. And we have an old card. A very old card.
A very old, bad up to this point card.
That it turns out, if you can just change 2 words in that text box, it becomes pretty good. This is the point at which Pile math changes entirely. The previous counting of 2 points, 6 points, 10 points? No. How's the new counting, Cheese?
What is it? It's like 4 points, 10 points, 16 points.
Yes. 4-10 game.
And that has definitely happened.
Now, why does this happen?
So, Princess Twilight Sparkle Headmare. The bad way this happens is you don't get any Twilights, you play Surprise Party, and you really hope you draw into another Surprise Party. Or maybe you draw into a Juggle, and you're like, I can get 1 card draw off this. Let me try that. Or you get a Let's Get This Party Started. 3 more cards. I hope I have enough AT. The fun way this happens is you play 2 Twilight Sparkles, and then you play Surprise Party. And Twilight Sparkle, what's their trigger condition? When you play an event with cost 2 or less. Nothing more, that's the trigger. Well, surprise party costs 2 or less. You play surprise party, you score some points, then Twilight Sparkle checks if a player has 8 or more points. Sure, I do. That's cool. You may banish this card to copy that event's effects. So you can very easily go from it's generally you go from 4, 8 off the surprise party and then up to 14.
Yep.
And then either you have another one of those, or wait a turn and confront for 1 or something. Or you were at 5 to begin with. So
I think the important note here is that the point that you need to be at 8 points is after you have finished resolving the first surprise party.
yes.
Correct.
Then Twilight checks, not before, like a lot of people thought. It's actually after you have drawn the cards and gained the points.
Right.
And then at some point, some maniac pointed out that this same problem exists on the original wording of Pile, so it actually went even faster. We just didn't realize it.
Yeah, we updated the rules to clarify that a little bit.
Pile got reworded to preserve its understood functionality.
Because it was just going to be easier. At this point, obviously, Pile's been around for years. It's still iconic, even though it's going through this metamorphosis right now. You want to talk about some AT efficiency in this deck? We might not have DJ we might not have Penny Hooves. We got Angel Wings. Angel Wings is pretty sweet. We've got Cloud Chaser banishing for entry. We've got Pinky Sense discarding Spitfire to be able to draw a card for free. We're still running DJ, because why not? The deck is just crazy, crazy fast, and the burst potential of this is more than anything people had been used to for Pile. What's also important is Twilight doesn't care who has 8 points.
Yep.
Oh, you're ahead? Check out this rubber band.
Right.
You can totally just wait for your opponent, you're 8 points now?
Cool, thanks, game. Now, that's not stellar.
It's not.
Well,
But what's
but first-
crazy is this isn't as crazy as this deck is. Harmony was in a much more powerful state than this. Because this was I think we had Untested Magic Fireworks going on. We had the fully optimized version of VBot at this point, and or the newer version of VBot that was much more aggressive with its control tools.
We're in Growing Confidence here. Was that the first version?
Yes.
Yes, Growing Confidence would have been around at this time.
Yeah, we're in blue-yellow Growing Confidence aggro now. You want to go play aggro in Harmony? Congratulations. You've got the best aggro deck that... Is it the best aggro deck that's ever existed?
Yes.
It still does well in Harmony, so...
You paid 0 to dump all the dilemmas and draw half your deck, and then DFO every turn.
Yeah.
What do you mean DFO?
7 confronts every turn.
There we go.
Yes.
Drake meme.
Turns out there were so few pieces that were required to make this thing work that it was viewed as too consistent.
Let's slap some other stuff in here, actually.
Well, yeah, there's still 2 useless cards in this deck.
Right.
So let's kick those out. And then...
Oh no, DJ's still here.
Yeah.
Oh, we kept DJ?
DJ sticks around for a while. I think this is the version that I remember thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So we've got a little extra weird tech here. Not bad.
Yeah, the Nice Moves kit is kind of fun with Sonic Rainboom, since you can now play that for 1 to, draw a bunch and discard a bunch, since it's likely during your opponent's main phase, which means they probably haven't spent most of their action tokens yet. So it's
Pretty good.
interesting. It's okay.
I think this problem deck is kind of where the problem deck for Pile stays the same for the remainder.
Pretty close to it anyway.
No, I'm actually pretty sure it's these 10 problems for
Is
the
it?
rest of up until, because this is the
yeah.
I know for a fact that's the current problem deck. So unless it
Okay.
changed between them,
Just saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Then we got the Tempest over in the corner.
because messing with your opponent's main seems like a good idea.
It affects all mains
I
equally.
think this was because of Solano or something.
No, this
No.
was Bubbly Mare, wasn't it?
There were a couple.
It
Oh
was
wait, no, this doesn't help with Solano. But there were a couple different mains that were a problem.
Yeah.
trying
So
to- Thorax was one.
Yeah, Thorax, maybe Crystals. I don't know if she was out by this point.
no.
Bubbly
So
Mare!
this would have been
Lovely Bear.
this would have been the deck that was run at probably Vancouver 2020.
Yes.
Where I distinctly remember Bubbly Mare Pink decided to rear its ugly head again.
And turns out when Pile's combo now requires playing multiple cards within the same turn to be able to win.
You need to make
Yeah.
sure that Bubbly Mare is not over there, doing her thing.
Correct.
So, Tempest.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So now it's too consistent.
well,
Well,
then we
it's
have a
still-
global pandemic. And then 3
Yeah.
months later, online con.
And that online con was we didn't even see Pile there because Growing Confidence was just too good.
Well, we didn't see Pile there because Online Con was core.
Well, we also had some other problems. Notably, not even Pile, actually, but Nightmare Moon and Trixie and Fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that combo deck did come out like between things.
Yep.
Sorry, DJ. You were good. You were not just good.
Her reign of
You
terror
were-
lasted 6 years.
You were the second best. Don't worry, your better is getting what's coming to her soon. Yes, second best. Surprisingly, right? DJ's always viewed as kind of the best. Mathematically, not really. Twilight was better.
Or she had wings.
No, after she had wings. AT is stronger than Cartwell. It just took us a little while to put that statement in mind with the wait a minute, why is Twilight still legal?
Yeah.
If we ban DJ.
And so somewhere in here, Growing Confidence gets hit, Legion of Doom gets hit. Someone finally realizes that we need to stop calling upon the sea ponies. Selena Blue gets hit. We have the package of Changeling Mimics and Mage Meadowbrook. And finally we realize that, yeah, actually, just getting a token is better than getting a card. So, Ambassador of Friendship, we're no longer friends.
Alright, so what have we killed? We've killed the first AT engine. Penny Hooves is gone. We've seen DJ get banned as well. So now your main choice, the main that has almost universally been chosen since it came out for any combo and many control decks as well, is not here.
We also don't have the original Sonic Rainboom anymore.
Yep. Sonic Rainbow's gone because Trixie combo was way too strong.
Where did that die?
When this did.
That was in 2022, so that took a while.
Mm-hmm.
There's infiltration orders, cover to cover. A lot of stuff got hit between then and now.
It was less about playing main fate's cards at immediate speed was too good, and more that playing them at immediate speed for just a single card was too good. But don't worry, Sonic Rainbow's back
In Pog
in
form?
Pog form. Yeah, look at that! Look at that Pogger's face.
Breaking the barrier.
Rain Pogger's Dash.
Yeah, not a ton was different. Oh, still running Rock Farm.
So
Rock Farm has gone like in and out of the deck back and forth for a long time.
Every now and then you gotta try it and see, and
It's always bad. It's always bad.
Yeah.
Some people like it. I don't, but some people like it.
Well, is this at the point where we've got sideboards now?
Yes, sideboards are a thing now. So we
Yeah, 'cause
are
of the
at
50
50
card deck.
cards,
So this is
which
late-
is why you have the golden parachutes and Tempest Shadows
Yeah,
in
Tempest
here.
Shadow, Golden Parachute.
sure.
I think
is-
that in these versions, I always sided out the Rock Farms.
I
You
mean, go
want to know
figure.
what isn't here for the first time?
DJ.
DJ's gone.
So this would have been what, late 22?
Yeah,
Mhm.
thereabouts. Well, actually, this one I grabbed from like 23, but yeah, I think this was late 22 was the first time we saw this.
The last time that DJ was in the deck, it never got played because it was bad. We
Yeah.
decided it was bad, and so we just sided it out every game.
And Schlurgerdorf nailed it here. In this setup, Breaking the Barrier is probably better than Sonic Rainbow for easier entry and because it's easier to play cards than to have extra AT, and that is very, very true. Breaking the Barrier is impossible for Trixie combo to make work, which was where the big issue was. But for Pile, yes. This
Yeah,
is
'cause
actually a buff.
It wasn't even banned for piles, banned for another deck. But like, Surprise Party draws you cards. So, oh no, I have to discard cards.
Good thing I don't need them.
I'm just gonna draw more.
Also, you can just absorb some of the card discarding cost by playing extra head mirrors turns in advance.
Yeah.
The point people should start seeing by now is if you are ever playing against a person that you suspect might be playing Pile and you see a head mirror hit the field, you get that thing out of there as fast as you possibly can. That card is not allowed to stay on the field, as she is a ticking time bomb. And usually that ticking will last maybe like one turn.
A turn and a half.
Yeah.
Is this also the first time we see Pipsqueak in the deck?
Yeah, Eager is here as a card, or as a keyword.
This is with fond memories, so Leader's Block is complete.
I don't know if I regret Eager.
And we're starting to get some prize wheel.
Yeah, we've got I Has a Bucket in here.
No, she'd be stealing my bucket.
Eager is Pipsqueak. Pipsqueak is Eager. It's true. We're almost up to current. But we got one more list that we got to see some changes, a little bit more refining on.
And it's subtle. It's real subtle. Let me push that button a couple more times.
The rock farms are gone. We've got a Windy in here. There's an extra Snips and Snails. And there's not much else that's different. I think Surprise Party Notes might be out now too.
No,
No, it's-
Surprise
no.
Party Notes is still here. Just a one of.
That's still in there. And we have arrived. Can we go back and look at the original and then flip to this one?
Look how far we've come.
They're like unrelated decks.
You can't even tell that these are trying to accomplish the same goal.
You really can't.
Like, this is a
Like, what do
little
they even
unfair.
Share like Pile.
It's literally just Pile and
And
Snips and
le-
Snails, and let's get this party.
started.
Yep, that's it. Amazing.
Did this version? Oh no, that version didn't even run juggle.
Didn't need to.
No. Pipsqueak is such a good card.
But I thought Silverstream was the main of choice because of the card draw. No, you don't play Silverstream. Silverstream's flip condition is much worse. You play Skystar specifically for that reason. Skystar is significantly easier to flip, and starting with Trading Traditions, getting 3 blue rec off the bat, in addition to being able to confront an opposing Trading Tradition, is really desirable. Remember, if you can get yourself to 4 points before you play your first surprise party, you can activate a Twilight. So Skystar letting you confront early, get color rec early, and have extra bodies for use with belly flop that you don't have to absorb one of your own friends is really crucial.
Yeah. Skystar is going to have a much faster startup than Silverstream will. Like, Silverstream is not fundamentally an aggro main. She wants to control and disrupt.
Yep.
Skystar just wants, her shells.
Right, because Silverstream had to confront in order to exhaust and flip, right?
Necklaces out of shells. And
is that right?
Frames out of shells. And decorative wastebaskets out of shells.
I have to go back and review Silverstream and make sure I remember the text on this.
I believe she needs 2 friends at the same problem, so you have to move her.
I think it's 2 other characters, actually.
It is 2 or more other characters, but the card draw comes on confronting a problem. See, that's the issue. DJ, exhausted. Twilight, exhausted. Skystar doesn't draw, but doesn't require a continuous AT investment. If your opponent kicks you off a problem, you're having to spend 2 to move Skystar back up, or to move, Silverstream back up, in addition to playing other friends to that problem to draw a card.
That's just inefficient.
That's not a good rate.
It's got to be efficient.
And this also would allow, not that this does run this, but this would also allow you to go back into, what is that purple problem that lets you exhaust to get a token off your main? That thing.
Entrance exam.
Yeah. So you can also run that, and it doesn't preclude using that just by your main choice.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that Pile was colorless, you'd swap out the Mystery at Hope Hollow instantly.
Yeah. Colorless resource with 0 rec. Yes, I would like a way to find the exact card that I need to fire my combo as a starting problem. Thank you.
Yep. So here we are, and the deck is still winning, and it's still doing very strong, and even some of the matchups that one might expect to be toughest against it, it seems pretty resilient too. So what do we do?
Comedy option of release a promo Pile card?
Yeah, we should probably do that. I think there is one of those that's kind of sitting there waiting in the wings.
We do actually
Didn't
have
we
one.
already do
that?
I have
that has never been released, but we've had art for it for 5 years.
I've played with it.
I think we have like a few copies between all of us, but I don't think the actual stack of them have been handed out.
We should do that at some point.
There is actually no stack of them because we never quite thought that it would be appropriate to release them.
Oh.
Prism Light says, so good it doesn't need tails. I do agree. I think there is one card in Tails that comes to mind that you could potentially consider running in here. I think you'd run it maybe in place of Surprise Party Notes, and that is Senior Butterscotch. The assist one. Your main has 2 traits which are relatively uncommon. Your best friend that you want to be playing here is Pipsqueak, who has no traits in common with your main. So that could be a 2 AT, draw 4, also get a 4 power body into play. I don't play Pile. I leave that to Cheese to decide if I'm just off my rocker. But
I don't think I actually ever tried it, but
I feel like that would be maybe the one card that could go in there. But I mean, the decks, we just went through 11 years of this deck. It's been tuned.
Polished in its lane.
Yeah.
It's got Skystar, so moisturized.
It sure do. All right. That was a long one, but it was a fun one. Fun to go back and take a look at that deck that so many people have run and revised again and
fun to
continue
remember that it's been like 12 years or whatever.
Yep. So that will about... Sorry, go ahead.
The only real shame is that there's no yellow Parastrites, because 15 sets later, it still wins games.
Still wins games. That will about wrap up our discussion on this topic for today. We would like to give a big shout out to all of our patrons on Patreon. Thank you so much for your regular support. If you aren't currently a patron and you enjoy what we do, please consider donating. Doing so enables us to continue making content like this and lets you earn some great perks as a bonus. If you have comments or questions you'd like to send our way, feel free to reach out to us through Facebook, Twitter, or email. And if you're a patron, you can also chat live with us on the Sim Discord any day, anytime. Finally, if you're looking to watch any of our previous videos, including tournament recordings, maybe of Pile, you can find them on our YouTube channel, linked just below the stream. With all that said, thank you to each and every one of our viewers, both here now and watching this recording later. We are, as always, Commentary is Magic. I am, as always, Grandpaws.
Big Cheese.
Cat and
Ivory.
Ivory Pile-lite.
Sure.
Come on, every pony. Pile, pile, pile.
Oh my god, no.
Fill my hand up.
That's 4 points, 10 points.
Yeah, except that doesn't line up with the meter of the original song.
4 points, 10 points, absolutely lines up.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Alright. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.